All right, so we have some icebreakers this week.
There you go.
Are these AI again? Because those were terrible last
They
time.
were,
some
but
fun,
these are either or questions. So I have 3.
Barbara Bush or...
All right, so we'll start off easy. Do you like the mountains or the beach more for a vacation?
Beach.
The mountains.
Mountains. Okay, what do you do in the mountains? Do you ski or snowboard or anything, or do you just enjoy
Climb, hike,
Nice.
mountain bike.
Mountain
Not a
biking
vacation.
is fun, though. Yeah.
Not a vacation.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Go do
Mountain
physical
biking is a lot of
stuff.
fun, yeah.
Got it.
I don't want to be sitting doing nothing on vacation.
Oh,
Fair.
Yeah.
beach. Sitting, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoying the beach. All right, what about you, Dan?
Yeah, 100%.
Beach?
Yeah. If I'm taking time off, I don't want to do anything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you second doing nothing?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Doing nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silvio?
Man, I fall right in between. It's like I really want to be at the beach, but I want to be doing some activities at the beach.
Yeah. Jet skis or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Fishing.
then, you kind of got me on the
I
mountain
can't just
bike.
sit there.
On
Yeah.
the, on
Mountain
the mountain
biking
biking and
is a lot of fun.
snowboarding, all of a sudden it got me thinking,
Yeah.
wow, would I actually want to go to the mountains instead?
This might surprise y'all, but it's definitely the mountains, Colorado.
Really?
What?
I would have
Say
thought you said beach.
What?
Skiing, fly fishing, mountain biking, all that stuff.
Man, I'm starting
the
to
mountains.
lean
Because he's
into the
already at the
mountains
beach
too,
every
man.
weekend.
I know. I never would
It's
have guessed
because
that.
Max goes to the beach
Yeah.
every
He's-
third
he's
week.
traveling already. Yeah.
I'm going to pick the mountains because I'm at the beach so much.
That's it.
Yeah, the beach doesn't feel like a vacation anymore. I need to change up the
Oh,
scenery.
damn, I'm going to Miami again. Jeez.
All right, next question. We've got, would you rather be invisible or be able to fly?
Fly.
It's a bit of a thinker. Why would you say that?
Because I can get here quick in the morning.
There you go.
Yeah,
Saves on gas.
fly so I don't have to go on the tollway.
Yeah, fly
Fly
for
is
sure.
easy.
Yeah. Just get places quicker, you know.
There you go.
That's not an easy one, but
I know.
fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not close. I'll
Kurt is only flying
It's
for
like-
mountain biking.
I guess it is close. It is close. Yeah. That's funny.
Fly only if I'm mountain biking.
That's hilarious.
Which one, Kurt?
That's a tough one. I don't know. You can do a lot of fun things being invisible, but I'd probably opt for flying.
Flying. Yeah, I think flying. Well, you ask a bunch of car guys if you want to go fast in the air. So it's like, yeah, of course.
Strategy
Flying.
says I should be invisible.
Yeah,
Strategy.
you're right.
Strategy.
Crazy
100%.
qualities.
Why do you say that?
Bank account, all of that says I should be invisible. You can do a lot of damage being invisible.
That's true.
I guess you can be really rich and you can still fly places. With the
Right.
helicopter.
I guess
With the
it's a
help of
context thing, right, boys? It
Yeah,
depends on what the
yeah.
context
Depends
of the
on
question
your
is.
current life. Yeah, I guess.
He spends all day trying to be invisible. So
All of us spend so much time driving, I figured flying would be the...
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I could get here in 5 minutes, that'd be fantastic.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
I know. Yeah. All right, last question. This is a difficult one. Would you rather only eat sweet foods or only eat savory foods for the rest of your life? It had no effect on your health, Kurt.
That's
thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, I just figured I'd throw that out there.
And Gavin, how do you answer that? Because you don't eat either. Nothing you eat tastes good.
I do eat a lot of protein, so
Yes, boiled chicken breast is not savory or sweet.
I had that last night with some broccoli. So
Do what?
I had chicken and broccoli.
yeah, I usually pan fry the chicken.
Yeah,
but
yeah, nothing savory about that, Gavin. A pan fried.
Do you season it?
Yeah, of course.
I they says of course. I'm like, I don't know.
Of course, I had Mrs. Dash.
It would
There
be
it is.
savory for me.
Savory, yeah.
I
Savory
second
for
the
sure.
savory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard to go without it for a long,
Savory for me too.
for the rest of your life.
Daniel, you're for sure savory.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Max?
Savory.
Yeah. How about you, Gavin?
I would say,
It's like, let me find out.
I know. I think it's tough. If it had no effect, it would be hard to go all of your life without savory food, I think. Yeah, because that's a much bigger variety.
Isn't
I
that
think,
all
than
you eat,
sweet
though?
food.
Is savory food?
Yeah, exactly. I would have nothing to
You
eat.
don't eat sweets. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go
I
with
did
sweets,
try
you're-
some of those
you're-
cookies that Kurt brought yesterday that
Yeah.
were in that
Who
tub.
brought cookie? Did you get a cookie still? We did.
Yeah,
get a
yeah, we
cookie.
did get a
Yeah, but it
cookie.
wasn't from Kurt.
No, it was not from
It was
here.
from
set it on
Levan.
the
I've
table,
accidentally
guys.
started some bad blood here.
Yeah.
It's
Set
Kurt
it
being
on the
Kurt. He
table.
buys those. He has one cookie, and he's like, oh, Thank goodness I bought them for everybody else.
Here's the deal.
Pushes
I
them
didn't.
out.
I didn't
Yeah.
eat one of those cookies.
I don't believe you.
So
I don't believe you
I
either.
don't like that.
It was
type of
open
cookie.
when he brought
You
it.
don't like that
Sarah
type of
bought
cookie.
those cookies and said, "Here, give them to the guys." So
So that means Sarah does it too. I'm going to have 2 or 3, give them to the guys.
Yeah.
What type of cookie do you go for then? Just
me,
yeah,
soft chocolate chip.
soft chocolate chip. All right.
Good old regular
Solid.
Chips Ahoy's aren't too bad.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right.
Oh, man, I'm Snickernoodle, man.
Real
a good
podcast
cookie.
time. Ooh,
Oh.
snicker. All right. So the real topic today is let's talk about what it takes to get where you are. So let's start with support from your family and friends. So I just want to hear, like, who supported you? What did that do for you? And like, how did that affect your outcome? What did that mean? How is support? How did that affect your journey to get here today?
Who's going first?
Yeah.
Kurt.
Exciting on me.
No scopes.
I guess it was either one of these two, right? That's why it was like.
So nobody
start in
wanted
the
to take the question. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's got to go.
We
so.
all want an example, you know, so you can set an example.
okay.
It's kind of like
All
sits
right.
the president, and then we can kind of go from there, you know.
The president.
The president.
Yeah, the president.
The president has no idea what's going on.
Same thing.
Just for the record, it sets the president.
The president, yeah.
Yeah.
President has been set.
I think having friends and family support you is extremely important, right? First off, you have to believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what your friends or family or anybody else thinks, but it makes it much easier to pursue what you enjoy doing when you have their support. So it's oftentimes hard on family, especially if you're a breadwinner, right? And you have to decide to not become the breadwinner. So sometimes the other person has to take the or do the heavy lifting. But I think it gives you motivation, right? And with the right people in your life, they will understand and support you. Everybody else will just fall by the wayside. So, yeah, that's all I got for the president.
Good to know, president.
The president has been set.
Couldn't
President.
The
possibly,
president has spoken.
couldn't possibly do what I do without my girls. Period. Forget the self-motivation, forget the, setting goals, forget all that. I couldn't put the hours that I put in. I couldn't get up in the morning at 4 a.m. I couldn't do the things that I do without them. And so to me, that support and the support of Blair it can't be calculated. I just couldn't possibly do this on my own. I could do it on my own, I suppose, but I would just be miserable. And that's not any way to live. I mean, I have a partner that gets up with me every morning. I have a partner that gets up at the same time I do, that has breakfast with me before everybody else is awake. It spends the morning with me, and that motivates me to come in and do what I do here. And then, they're waiting when I get home. We can make all the money in the world. We can do all these things. But when I get home and Ariana's running across the house to give me a hug, right? That's the reward for me. So in my opinion, and I think a lot of it has to do with my age, you guys. I'm older than all you guys, right? I've done this several times over. And so now I think for me it's a little bit different. Because I really am doing it for them. And back then I was doing a lot of it for myself. So I think our situations are different. So I think the answers to this question are going to be different from each of us as well. We're all in different places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Having a support system is so incredibly important when you're running a business. For me, the people that I've surrounded myself with have never doubted me. They've always pushed me to the next level. Thank you to all my friends and family for sticking with me. It really depends on who you surround yourself with. Growing up, I took the right friend group path, and it worked out for me. Mm-hmm. And that is so important.
Yeah. You get lucky sometimes. Yeah.
For you viewers out there, Max is looking for a significant other. If anybody's right here,
Tag his IG profile.
That's funny.
Daniel.
555 max.
So say the question again, because it's different for everybody.
Yeah. So support from family and friends. So what did that look like for you? Who supported you? What did that mean for you? And how did that affect your outcome? So it's a lot of questions we can.
It is, yeah.
But you can answer it in any way that you think.
And it's broad, right?
Yeah,
So it's like,
exactly.
are we talking about the first time you decided to step out on your own and do something
Sure,
yourself?
yeah.
Are we talking about
What
when
was that
this
like? Yeah.
began?
Right,
so
that's
it's-
my point about everybody's answer is
it's-
going to be
yeah,
It's
completely
very different
different.
because when I started, I guess, when I started working for myself doing the PDR thing, it was just me. I didn't have anybody. I wasn't married, no kids. It was just a drive to want to be the best. That was my motivation then. As I've gotten married and a house and kids, or a kid, count the dog.
Yeah.
Mill gets mad if I don't count the dog. But as that's grown, the motivation has changed, but so has the support system. Before it was me against the world, right?
Yeah.
Now it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like that at all. It's not against anything. It's just building a better world. So what I'm trying to do now is so that I can have fun outside of work. I can give them something unique and different. I don't know, that it's weird.
Yeah, I mean everything changes, right, guys? I mean, the first time I did it was be a savage, be a wrecking ball, get everything done, just destroy everything in your path to become successful. Then you do it a second time, then you do it a third time, and your dynamics change every time. It's very, very different. And Silvio's answer is going to be different than everybody else's
I
answer.
guess to go back to, I'm going to cut you off though, but to go back to it is the support. You can't do it without support. As Cody said, there's no way. As Max said, there's no way. You're not doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
You will only get so far by yourself. And you're probably going to blow a lot of minds and get further than you think you can if you're really dedicated to it. But to get to that level where you really want to get, like in your mind, like I'm going to have this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to accomplish this, you're going to have people.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a significant other. It can be a friend. It can be a coworker, but it's going to take someone else. Trying to do everything yourself is going to wear you out.
Yeah, Daniel, show me a guy or gal that's super successful at our support system, and I'll show you someone who's fucking miserable.
Yeah. Or they're not as successful as they think.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that change for you though? When, like you said, you were doing it alone before, and then you gained the support system on the way. So like, do you think that kind of, how did that change your journey through that? Like, was
one
it,
word,
did it like
balance. Balance was exactly what I was missing with everything because it was just full tilt. It was getting in the car and just laying on the accelerator, never letting off. And you can do that for 2-3 days. You can do that for 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months. Eventually, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna crash. Having a reason to stop completely changes life. It makes things more enjoyable. It lets you know. It even made me stop to realize, okay, I've accomplished some things, so I can take a second and enjoy that. Before, I was so scared to let off the throttle that it was just go, go, go. I didn't see accomplishments. I'm not even sure I hit the accomplishments I wanted. As long as I was moving, I thought I was doing good, and that's not always the case.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I just see everything as you need support. I mean, I've had support not just from my family, but from friends. I mean, even from coworkers. I mean, this in life, it's just you always need help. That's the way I look at it, and that's a good way to grow.
Yeah.
You can't do it by yourself. As much as you want to do it by yourself, you'll never get anywhere,
That's
doing
it.
it without support.
Yeah.
Right now, I see support as these guys are my support. Kelsey's my support. My parents are my support. I've always had a support system, right? Even as far as like coworkers, have always been support. Sometimes when you get to something you can't do, you try to do the best you can, and then if you can't do it, you ask for help. And I think a lot of people have a hard time asking for help.
Well, Silvio,
And-
you're the newest one of the group, right?
Yeah.
How has the support of us helped you and Kelsey since you joined us?
It just makes life easier, right? It's like it's less scary. You can do things without having to worry because you have people that you can lean on. You can see problems that before were unsolvable, right? Stuff that you can't just can't even tackle it, right? So then you get a group of people and then a group of minds put together, and you can tackle whatever you want.
Gavin, I think that's the better question, right? Kurt, Daniel, I think it's a better question, right? Like when there's a problem, Kurt, like we had our meeting yesterday, and you got a call. I don't know what happened. It doesn't really matter what happened, but you needed to lean on Daniel for something, so you came and got Daniel. Before, Kurt, you'd have taken that call, and it would have been Kurt versus Kurt, right? It would have been just you. So I think the better question is, how has everybody coming together helped with support? I think the family question is important too, but you ever realize how much we lean on each other here?
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah, they say if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, take others with you.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so let's talk
AI
about.
Pull that up. Did AI pull that
No.
up?
I heard that somewhere before. I don't remember
It's
where.
lovely.
Huh?
I said it's lovely.
Yeah. Oh, no, AI did not create that. So.
Kurt just used the word lovely. You don't
I
hear
did.
that used very much.
Yeah. I threw it out there.
It's lovely.
You need
It's
to,
lovely.
zhuzh things up.
What was that, Kurt? What are you doing to him?
I commented on Max's hair this morning.
What's a
I said
zhuzh?
It's a
Fluff term or
well,
something?
Oh, let's get the definition up again.
Let's fact check this.
How do you spell
How
that
do you
again?
spell that,
Well,
Kurt?
there's,
GSSSU.
No, it has a Z in
That one
it.
yet?
So
Yeah.
They calling you?
yeah. Make
Blueberry
something
ones
more
are looking good
stylish,
today.
lively, or
Yeah,
attractive.
That pumpkin was
There you
actually
go.
good
So,
too.
Zhuzh.
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 Smell when
It's
you
also
open
some hair extensions too, if you guys wanted to know that. So, yeah.
Huh?
Huh? That doesn't-
He's just the messenger. I don't know.
Yeah. It's getting soft around here, guys. Come on.
You're the one that wheeled out lovely.
Yeah.
It got conversation going now.
Yeah, it did. That's exactly right.
That's how you fluff it.
That's good. Next, mentorship. So, is there somebody specifically that poured a lot into you, and then is mentorship that something every person should be seeking out? Just entrepreneurs? How do you go about mentoring other people that are going after you? So yeah, let's talk about mentorship. So, was there anybody specifically that poured into y'all? We can start over here with you again if you want, or whoever wants to go first.
Thank you.
That was lovely.
Yeah, that was lovely. See?
That was a lovely segue, Gavin.
That was a lovely
Diabetes.
segue. I think my entire life I always kind of craved having a mentor, right? I'm just kind of wired that way. I like to learn. I like to learn from somebody else who's been through things that I hadn't been through. Have I had somebody that has partook in the journey with me? No, but I've met a lot of amazing men and women that I've been able to take certain things from and make it applicable to my own life. But I think everybody should work to find a mentor of some sorts, right? Could be through church, could be through your company, but I think it's vital to have somebody there that can see things that you can't see. Mm-hmm. You're still going to have to overcome those roadblocks. You're still going to have to work through those issues, but to have somebody kind of alongside or guide you, I think it's really important. So, I'm thankful for the people that I've had the opportunity to work with and for them to impart, and share wisdom with me.
Yeah.
I think it's helped me make better choices, especially as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. What about mentoring others? I know that's a big part of what you do with the team and things like that, and just in your daily life. So, how did you find your passion for that, I guess, and how did you go about doing that?
well, as everybody knows, I'm a people person, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a laugh there.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely. So I think it just comes more natural that I enjoy helping people. So when I felt as though I had something of value to add, instead of just talking out of my rear end, I think that's something I enjoy, is being able to share my story, share things that I overcame, to men and women that are younger than me, that hopefully I can impact their lives in a positive way. So.
Nice. Well, when I look at mentorship, I look at it as twofold, I guess. One, it's I think if you go seeking a mentorship, I think that's a big leap on yourself, right? You realize that, okay, I need help. And two, what kind of mentorship are you looking for? I think I was blessed and lucky at the young age. I had my dad, right? And so you have somebody that's a father. And I think that fathers have a role. It's not a specific role, but you know, they're raising you. They're teaching you about life and those things. I was fortunate enough that my dad kind of showed me a lot about life, and then things I didn't really think I needed to learn. You know, I was fortunate enough that he stuck with it and still taught me those things anyway. So I had that, but then once I broke into the car world and really doing what I do today, that wasn't really his realm, you know, and so all of it was kind of confusing. When I first told him what I was doing, he's like, "What is that?" You know, so it's like I was lucky to have a mentorship and a father figure for the longest time, and then the needs changed as far as growing for myself, and it became a business thing. And I think everybody at this table, you know, will say Cody. You know, Cody kind of helped me realize, okay, the idea is good. Now what do you do with it? Because I just thought, like, all right, I've got a great idea. You know, this is how I see it going. And it's like, okay, that's how it starts. You know, and I didn't think about that. Yeah. I never once would have dreamed of where we're headed now, or sitting at a table with a bunch of other like-minded individuals. I thought we were just going to open a small little shop, you know? So having somebody like that can see big picture, that has actually been to the show a couple of times and knows what it takes, that's a big step too.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes back to kind of what Kurt was talking about, just getting an outside perspective, a different perspective.
Yep.
Honestly, yes, I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if I can really add a whole lot more than what both these guys have to say. I mean,
it was pretty lovely.
It was very, very lovely, both
Very
of you.
lovely.
I mean, I see mentorship just the same way I see support. It is, you know, it's just the people around you that are willing to help. I learned a lot from the people around me, so now I want to teach the people around me what I've learned. I guess that's kind of what Kurt was saying, and then you know, kind of what Daniel was saying as well. Like, Cody's helped me a lot in kind of seeing the bigger picture, seeing that I can do things.
Yeah.
You know, things that I thought that were difficult or didn't know how to do or didn't even know how to tackle. You know, he's kind of shown me that you can do things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of
sometimes mentors just walk into your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, I can recount just in my own life wanting to have a mentor, and it didn't work that way for me, right? Somebody just became a mentor. Somebody entered my life, right? And vice versa, right? Through church, I'm able to mentor, but there's other opportunities just day in and day out. We all do it, right? We all mentor each other. We all mentor in and outside of this establishment. And I think that's how we give back, right? So, no. Cody, you got anything down?
Yeah, I mean, for me, right, you guys all know this. I've had multiple mentors in my life, and my dad, like Daniel said, my dad was the first one. He's a very successful business guy, taught me a lot. He passed away, but I have two mentors currently. They're both in their one's in their early 70s, one's in their late 70s, and they're both super successful guys. And I try to talk to one of them every day, every other day, you know. And so for me, it's always been important to have somebody that I can lean on and ask questions to, because I have questions too. You guys all look to me for the answers, and so I have guys that I can lean on as well. So what Kurt said, though, is really important. You can't just go find a mentor. They have to come into your life at some point, you know, organically, and then you have to build a relationship on top of that. But as far as mentoring, that's pretty much what I do with all six of you every day. And so it's my greatest gift to be able to do that for you guys. And to me, it's the biggest reward in what we are doing. Watching you guys grow is my greatest reward, you know. And so giving back is hugely important to me, because I don't chase money anymore. I stopped that a long time ago. I just want to watch all of us grow and get to that next level, you know?
Yeah.
Max?
I want to take a little different point of view from this. If you're a business owner, and this has helped me a lot, is don't be scared to reach out to some of your customers and pick at their brain. I've had several mentors. I don't think they knew that they were my mentor, but just being around them, listening to what they're saying and taking mental notes is huge. And they're probably in the same mindset as you, and they're going to be open to sharing their ideas and stuff like that.
So you're kind of learning from everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's cool.
I think what Max just said is super important, right? There's so many guys and gals that we all know. Pretty much anybody who's successful is happy to share their wisdom with you, and if they're not, they're just a jackass. So but I think that pretty much anybody that is really successful and started their own deal or started their own business, I think they're always going to be willing to impart knowledge. It's a really great point, Max.
Mentors come in all different shapes and sizes, right? Yeah. Just because somebody made it to the top doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good mentor, right? They just figured it out. Yeah, but if you look around, you probably have somebody in your immediate circle that could be a really good, resource for you. So if you're out there and you're looking for a mentor, maybe it's right in front of you.
Exactly.
Well, and Kurt, the point Kurt makes is a great point too. Someone like your mom, Max, who's been an educator for 25 or 30 years, she's achieved tremendous success in her profession, not monetary success in her profession, but she is a great person, a great mentor, what you're saying, Kurt, is super important, right? They come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I think we because we're entrepreneurs and we're in business,
we all migrate towards who's the most successful.
Gravitate towards people that have accomplished those things, but there's a whole different type, somebody who's struggled with maybe an addiction or something, and they could be a mentor for somebody else that's struggling, or somebody that went through a tragic event can be a mentor for. There's all sorts of mentors in life. Yeah, it's the right person at the right time, the right place will either present themselves, or you'll find it, right? And so it's not always just business related, but
church is a good spot too.
Absolutely,
to find mentors.
I've found lots of them there, and it's helped me in my journey the past 8 years.
Well, Kurt, your whole men's group's in their 70s, aren't they? Aren't they older?
Yeah, I'm the youngest, so then it's early 60s to late 70s and 80. So it's a very interesting dynamic on Wednesday mornings. But I tell you, I do life with those guys, and I look forward to that Wednesday morning. That is literally what sets the tone for the remaining part of the week for me and carrying on to the next week. So just to talk scripture and to talk about life and have a very different perspective, it's been impactful.
Yeah.
What about you, Gavin?
Yeah, I mean, my father was a big mentor for me, taught me just a lot about life. But I don't know, I feel like I learned through experience really well, but I have always wanted to kind of find just a specific mentor. But after starting here, like, I'm learning all different parts with managing people, sales, just business in general, just learning from y'all. Has been super impactful, and I'm kind of getting 5 mentors at once. It's pretty interesting to see all that. But yeah, even learning on my own, I could tell, like, I need somebody else's perspective. Like, I need more than just like my own experience, because that's going to take forever. If I try to figure it out on my own, I'm going to fail a lot, which is okay, and that I learned that way really well. I learned through failure really well. But I would like to learn from other people's failures too, to not fail as much. But so that's what it is for me. But
What's next?
So last, we're going to talk about mastery. So what does it mean to become a master of your craft? Each of you have done this. And so why should people care about becoming a master of their craft, and is it worth it? So if you'd like to start again.
Yeah. It's hard to stay dedicated and focused to something that you enjoy doing. I think that's the scariest part. For some, it's an easy move in life, right? I like surgery, so I'm going to be a doctor, and that's what you pursue. For others like myself, since I was a little kid, I always enjoyed washing and detailing and doing those things. But as an adult, I didn't think I could make that work. And I didn't necessarily have the confidence to stand out there on my own. And say, this is what I do professionally, or what I enjoy doing. The interesting part about perfecting things in life is the better you get at it, the more people you attract into your life because now you're the expert, right? So as I tell my daughters, I'm like, I don't care if you're sweeping floors, be the best one in the world. And people will come hire you, right? And then you can charge whatever you want. So, and I think that's what we do here, right? We're all experts at what we do. We've all dedicated thousands and thousands and thousands of hours to be great at what we do. We can speak intelligently about it. It comes easy to us, but nobody sees all the work that went into it. And that's cliche to say, but nobody sees all the sleepless nights I had, the doubt, everything else. But once you get to our level, it becomes easier, but it doesn't stop there. There's guys that are still far superior in their skills with sanding and understanding paint than I am, and they've got another 10 years on me. So there's always something to learn, but I think it just becomes easier.
100%. Like kind of in that vein, there's always a new car, a new panel, a new body line. There's
New
always
clear
something.
coat.
Yeah, there's always something. So I think having mastery in my mind is of the basics, mastery of the fundamentals, mastery of the materials. But there's always something new every single year. Every month there's something new. There's as long as you are willing to grow, as long as you're willing to keep putting in those extra hours. One of our guys, Breezy, is a perfect example. He always talks about, he's like, well, if I just get one more panel done, then we're just that much closer to having a full car done in the week. And it sounds silly, right? It's one panel, but he's right. If he just does 5 extra panels a week. So I look at it as, okay, so he's accomplishing panels, but what he's accomplishing is that extra push, that extra dedication. He's already tired, he's already ready to go home, but I'm going to do one more. I think that mindset is what will get you to that master level, whatever it is that you're trying to get to, is not just being happy with what you've accomplished, but wanting just a little bit more. I think that's why everybody is here at this table.
But think of the differentiator you get when you're a master of something, right? You now become sought after, right? You're a PDR guy for 15 plus years, and you specialized in what?
Aluminum.
Yeah. Aluminum.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you've got a car that's made out of aluminum, it's exotic, well, who are you going to call? The guy who's been doing the most of it, right? So same thing with, M&A attorney, right? You've got a business in trouble, there's your guy, right? You got a Porsche that needs some setup, right? There's your guy, right? So everybody at this table has put in the sweat equity to get where they're at, right?
Exactly. What about for you?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I hate to be
Poor Silvio going third today.
To piggyback off that.
I mean, I really like what Kurt and Daniel said.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, man.
It's lovely.
Yeah, lovely. Man. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
Yeah,
but,
man. Yeah, man.
It's about staying hungry.
No
for
balloons.
me. It
No
was always
balloons.
staying hungry, wanting to learn more.
Yeah.
No balloons, Max. Sorry, Silvio. No, man.
You're right, though. Staying hungry,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
the important part.
Yeah, it's just staying hungry, wanting to learn, and
Always learning.
that's honestly what it got me to where I'm at. It's like I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I wanted to learn more about it. You get home and it's like, well, I want to know more about that. So I would research it, learn it, apply it next day, see what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
I guess there you go. It's being hungry and being willing to fail, learning from your failures.
Yeah, that's big.
It's to me, if you think you're the master of something, you're not paying attention because you're not the master. What Kurt said is right. There's always somebody better than you are. There's always somebody more successful. There's always somebody more skilled. There's always somebody that is next level, even from your level. And so I think this table has a common thread, is that we are always striving to be better than we are today. Learn more. Like you said, Silvio, you're running down a problem, or you're running down whatever it is. Kurt, you're running down different techniques for paint, sand. Daniel, you're working with different types of new cars and different body lines and stuff like that. Max, you're detailing cars and there's new chemicals that come out. this table's hungry for knowledge, right? And so I think we're constantly learning. But if you think you're the master of something, I think you've kind of stopped paying attention, because there's always going to be somebody that is better than you are. And I think that's fantastic as long as you realize that that's true.
Don't get
would
too
you
comfortable.
Say, would you say that being a master is also having the ability to act with humility?
Yeah, I would.
Right.
I mean, I would say so for sure. Like, yeah, like you were going back to it. Yeah, if you think that you're the best, just take a look around. I mean, there's always somebody doing something better in whatever you're doing. So, yeah, I think admitting that is a big part.
Well, the other thing this table does too, right, is that we let our work speak for itself, right? We let Danny, you let your film speak for itself. Kurt, that the one at the table that has the most speak for itself is Kurt, right? Because he can take a car that absolutely looks horrific, and then the customer comes in and says, "Where's my car?" It looks that much different, or a combination of Kurt and Daniel. The film over Kurt's work, that sort of thing. Yeah. For Silvio, he's not beautifying anything really. He stops a rattle or stops this or stops that. Again, it's different for everybody.
He makes some cars go around the track pretty quick.
Sections off your lap time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Camber adjustment.
Yeah.
And the rattles. And the rattles.
Yeah. Every day, I've never seen anything like it. Every day somebody calls Sylvia and says, "Man, I was driving my 911. I heard it." And I'm like,
He's like, was it a
no, it is. But I heard him on the phone yesterday. He's like, "Man, I've heard it all. Just bring it in and I'll drive it." It's exactly what he said.
2 takes or 3? I need to.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Max?
I think you guys answered everything.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Going last is tough, isn't it?
One thing I could say is
I really like what Kurt, Daniel, and Cody and Silvio said.
it was all great. One big thing is no one's ever jealous of how you got somewhere and the work that you put in. They're always jealous of where you're at and what you have.
Everyone wants to know about what you have. Nobody wants to know how you got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
That's a
Jimmy
whole
Carr.
Sums it up,
That's
right
a whole segment, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
there. What did
That's
it take?
Yeah. That's kind of the theme that we're talking about today. Just what does it take to get where you are today? But
That's another podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a 3-parter. All right. Well, is there anything else any last comments y'all want to make, or something y'all want to say?
Lovely.
This has been lovely.
This has been lovely.
Sounds good. All right. Well, that's it.
Can we get some exit music? There we go.
There you go. Thank you for joining us on the S Collective podcast.
All right.
We need a name for this thing too.
I thought it was a fluff.
Fluff and lovely.
I like the one that Dan came up with, the grit.
The grit.
Fluff and lovely.
So the grit is actually a mascot, by the way. Grit.